before you guys decide to do the tour, Raz B for years is just sort of a loose cannon.
Okay.
I've interviewed Raz B before. I don't know if you saw the interview or not. But there was the whole Chris Stokes allegations.
Diddy might have thought that the industry had finally stopped taking shots at him, but Omarion stepped into the picture and sent shockwaves through Diddy's world once more. Yup, you heard that right. Diddy Combs has been making some major rounds on the internet ever since Omarion, an American rapper, came forward to talk about Diddy's crimes. Omarion had enough of Diddy's sneaky stuff and decided it was time to hold Diddy responsible for all that he had done. And guess what? He didn't hold back. Omarion is pulling back the curtain on all that Diddy and Chris Stokes had done to B2k boys.
No, but I feel like, you know, the way that he responds to certain things, something traumatic has definitely happened. So.
And that's not all. The rapper wants to see Diddy and Chris behind bars, and he's ready to testify against them in court. Just what did Omarion say? Did Diddy and Chris Stokes actually victimize the B2k boys? Welcome back to Star Spills, where we will talk about how Omarion is ready to testify against Diddy and Chris Stokes, victimizing the B2k boys as a part of Illuminati rituals. But before we give you guys the deets, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos. Y'all probably thought that Diddy's list of crimes was all wrapped up, and it was time to move on to a new chapter. Instead, Omarion decided to step forward and accuse not just Diddy but Chris Stokes as well of abusing the B2k boys. Fans aren't exactly surprised to hear Diddy's name, but Chris Stokes? Now that's a shocker. Chris Stokes is a former record executive and is also behind the group record label that nurtured talents like Marcus Houston, Omarion, and even the B2k boys. However, Chris Stokes found himself in hot water when he was accused of SA by a member of the B2k band, Raz B, back in the day. For those of you who don't know, Raz B is also Chris Stokes' cousin who turned some heads when he accused his cousin as well as Marcus Houston of SAing him when he was only 11 years old.
You come forward with some pretty serious accusations about Chris Stokes.
You
want to talk about that?
At this time, maybe that's something that I would love to discuss in the future, but at this time I think it's important that I stay focused to, you know, what's really going on in my life now, which is my career, my new music, me being back in the country. And I think it's a little bit, it's unnecessary and appropriate because there's other people involved.
Raz B didn't just stop there. He went on to talk about his experience with Chris and Marcus Houston and the way he was SA'd with fellow rapper Quindon Tarver. And get this, Quindon Tarver had gone through the same things himself. He too was a victim of Chris and Marcus's abuse.
I laid there on the floor. Chris was on the bed. Marcus was right there next to me. Once he tried to penetrate me, and then I told him I was bleeding. I said it hurt.
Quindon and Raz B were on call where Quindon talked about how he was SA'd back in Chris's house. Raz B joined the conversation and talked about how he had been a victim of the exact same thing.
Fucking me. And watching. That shit not cool, bro.
Are you talking about the same room with the burgundy stuff in there?
Quindon wasn't expressive about the abuse he had suffered, but even when he was, the response from his management wasn't supportive. Talking about the incident, Quindon revealed, "When that took place, I shared it with one person that I thought I could trust and confide in. This person went back and said something to my management at that time, and immediately I noticed that there was this distance. They wouldn't answer the phone when I came out to lay." Quindon went on and said that even when he revealed the abuse that he had suffered, instead of people siding with him, he had to face a lot of backlash. Heck, he ended up losing out on some major career opportunities. Quindon revealed, "I had to come back home because someone did something to me. I didn't know how to cope with that. I didn't know how to deal with that. I began drinking and dabbling in drugs and I lost it, man. I spiraled completely." However, luck wasn't really on Quindon's side, and he passed away before he could get justice. He died back in 2021 in a car crash. Police looked into the incident and found that Quindon lost control of the vehicle for an unknown reason. That said, As soon as the video of Raz B resharing details of the incident landed on the internet, fans sharpened their pitchforks and went after Chris and Marcus. And well, like all abusers in the industry, they denied the whole thing. Marcus went as far as filing a restraining order against Raz B. Chris Stokes was also in no mood to confess to his crimes. Instead, he straight up denied doing any of the stuff Raz B accused him of. Chris said that all of the allegations against him were nothing but false. He went on and said, "I am not gay and I'm married, and I have 4 kids. I've been with my wife for 16 years, and I'm not an abuser. So these are all false allegations. I'm gonna sue them, and I owe that to my wife and kids, period. It's ridiculous." And if you're wondering about what Omarion said back then, well, you're in for a world of disappointment. Back then, he straight up accused Raz B of lying and didn't back him like he should have. Instead, he defended Chris Stokes, saying, "I want to be on the record as saying that Raz B Thornton and Ricardo Thornton are lying regarding Chris Stokes. Chris is a father figure to myself and many others in the industry. He's guided us, helped raise us, and is nothing more than an inspiration and someone I respect and look up to. I'd have spent countless hours, days, weeks, and months with the man since the age of 5, and have never once seen him behave inappropriately. He's married to my aunt, and I know this man very well. I stand behind him with no question whatsoever. I'd have grown up around Chris, and this is crazy to me. These people have damaged me and my reputation. I won't stand silent and will do all within my means to speak the truth about this matter." But looks like something changed in Omarion down the line. He completely switched up his statement during an interview with Vlad TV in 2019. He was now saying that Raz B might have suffered something traumatic after all.
Well, I mean, he claimed that he was molested by Chris Stokes and everything else like that.
Right. Which
It's always been denied by all the other parties involved. There was never any proof, but he kept saying it over and over again.
But yeah, I definitely think something happened to him. You know, I don't know what happened to him, but I think something happened to him.
Now where does Diddy Combs come in all of this? Well, back in the day, Diddy jumped on the song Bump, Bump, Bump with the B2k boys. Nothing wrong with that, right? Except that the song was super suggestive and definitely not something a grown man should have been singing with a bunch of teenage boys. Add in the fact that R. Kelly wrote the song and things get a lot more creepy. What's more, Chris and Diddy have been rumored to be part of the same branch of the Illuminati, the Bull, a black secret society of elites that practices date rituals where they essay young male artists. That's why fans think that Diddy might have abused the B2k boys along with Chris Stokes. Given all that we know about Diddy, it definitely seems like something he would do. At the end of the day, the music industry has a lot of creepy folks running around. And according to fans, Chris Stokes and Diddy both need to be behind bars for all that they did to B2k boys. Meanwhile, fans are hoping that the boys are able to heal from their trauma. One fan commented, "We need to take this time to embrace and listen to those who endured and survived such abuse. The taboo of men being abused, mentally, physically, and financially needs to be discussed and validated to start the healing process." And that's all for today. Did Chris and Diddy actually victimize the B2k boys? Is Omarion telling the truth? Let us know what you think in the comment section below, and make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos. We'll see you next time with more videos from the celebrity world.